electric car with gear shifts. 8,000 RPM, what just happened? This car is faster than a BMW M5. This is the most fun and engaging electric car right now. This is the Hyundai IONIQ 5N, and there's a lot you can do with the key of the vehicle. You can unlock the car, you can lock the car, and pressing this button, you can actually turn on the vehicle as well, which has sounded the alarm right now. I don't know for what reason, but anyways, let's lock it. Let's keep this button pressed and let's turn on the vehicle. So 3, 2, 1, there the car has turned on. That's not all. You can actually open the boot of the vehicle from here and you can move the car ahead and behind using these buttons. Yes, these buttons on the key let you move the car ahead and behind. So I'm just going to move the car ahead right now and there it is moving. Isn't that awesome? Unfortunately, this feature hasn't been offered by Hyundai in India with the IONIQ 5 because this feature is also available in the IONIQ 5. You need to go back, otherwise I'll not be able to move around. Now that's such an awesome feature to have because if you park in a very tight space, you can actually move the car ahead and behind and look at this happening. Isn't that so freaking damn awesome? I absolutely love it. So let's do one thing. Let's unlock the car. As soon as you do that, the door handles, they pop out. Let's turn on the vehicle immediately. And it says parking assist cancelled. Why is it telling me to refer to the owner's manual? I am done and dusted with whatever I wanted to show. Let's turn on the car, turn on the indicator as well. Let's open the hood. Let's roll the power window up as well. And let's turn on the rear fog lamps. So this is obviously based on the regular IONIQ 5. However, this is the freaking N version, which means it is absolutely freaking bonkers because a lot has happened here. Straight away, let's open the frunk, which is no longer a frunk because there's no storage here. You get gas struts here. Instead of storage, there's just this plastic panel which says N. You know why? Because it has a bigger electric motor at the front, because of which there's no space only. Otherwise, even with the all-wheel drive version, you actually have a small frunk. With the rear-wheel drive version, you have a bigger frunk. There's insulation here, which is not needed in an electric car, but it's there nonetheless. Washer fluid goes in right here. Bluey, and that is pinky. Let's shut this. A lot of revision has happened to this car to make it much more sporty because it needs to breathe better and has better cooling as well when compared to the regular IONIQ 5. That's the reason the bumper has been revised. It has got cooling flaps all around here. It has got active air curtains as well. You get a revised bumper. You get 6 parking sensors because obviously this car has got the ability to move ahead and behind. So yeah, it is smart in that regard. Indicators functioning at the moment. Meanwhile, these are the DRLs. In the regular IONIQ 5, you obviously get lights here. Those have been removed. The N version actually has these vents, which is for better breathing. Red color here. Front parking camera, N logo. The Hyundai logo has been finished in black. This is obviously the matte color, which looks nice. And look at the number plate. Hyundai IONIQ 5N. Yeah, this green is to signify that this is an electric car, and you open this, that's the provision for the towing hook. Obviously get this red treatment on the bumper, so obviously it looks a lot more aggressive. So this car is actually based on the regular IONIQ 5. However, it is actually longer by 80 mm because of the aggressive front and rear bumpers. The wheelbase is the same at 3 meters. The length of this car is 4715 mm. Quite big for what is sort of an hatchback. This car is actually lower by 20 mm and the track has been widened by 50 mm to accommodate the bigger wheels on this car, and the wheels look lovely. These are forged alloy wheels, red colored brake calipers, and written right there. Lovely design. You know what's the size of the tires? They are massive because these are 21-inch wheels. 275, yeah, that's big. 35, that's a low profile, and 21, that's kind of amazing. There's a camera here, indicator working at the moment. Heads up display. It has a rain sensor. It obviously has of the lane keep assist because it has to have all ADAS functions, because in developed countries that has become mandatory. Otherwise, you will not comply with emission norms at all. So it looks lower. It obviously has a side skirt which reduces the ground clearance for sure, which again is finished in red. Very tasteful. It says N right here. Again, these are to cool the brakes. Yes, so that air flows here on the rear tires as well. In fact, on the front also it has been done so that the car breathes better and is able to cool down the brakes, because this car has crazy braking performance. You obviously get massive rear discs. The door handles pop in and out. Obviously, you get privacy glass at the rear and solar panel glass at the front. Space at the rear is actually quite impressive, but this is completely upright. That is completely reclined. In fact, I can put this down because it is a 40-60 split. and you have a center armrest as well with twin cup holders. Beauty of this car is that it's very fast, yet it is practical as well. It says N here with the checkered flag treatment. Meanwhile, let's shut the door. This is where the charging port has been put. And coming to the rear of the car, you realize there are a lot of things happening here too. For starters, you get this diffuser treatment with this Formula 1 style light. Very aggressive diffuser treatment here. You get 6 parking sensors at the rear. The N logo has been put here, indicator functioning at the moment, pixel treatment of the lights. This is the rear fog. You get a rear wiper washer. There's a camera here, which is for the inside rear view mirror. There's another camera here. There's no cleaning function in the camera. You can open this to access the towing provision. However, this is very much fake, like a lot of things in this car. You get this rear spoiler with this triangle high mounted stop lamp. You obviously get a shark fin antenna as well. This is designed in a way which pushes air for better downforce as well. Yes, it does push in air because aerodynamics is the name of the game here. Now let's quickly open the boot of the vehicle. It says IONIQ 5 here, but you can't really see that much, and that red treatment at the front has been carried forward here as well. It gets a power tailgate, which is sort of unnecessary here. And what is this? This is actually the adapter for the vehicle to load function of this car. In fact, this thing can be opened the passenger shelf, and right now the cables are in a very messy way. Yeah, it obviously has to carry cables because it's an electric car and it charges also very fast. There you see another cable, tire mobility kit, because it obviously does not get a spare wheel because it has to have weight reduction, right? You get a light placement here, a 12-volt charging socket right there, and let's press this button to shut the car there. It's going to take some time, but power tailgate obviously. Now let's quickly get inside, and I love the fact that the wheel arches have been flared. Looks really classy and nice. Now space at the rear is very impressive. You obviously get a sun blind, which is not really needed because you obviously get privacy glass here. Door pockets are decent size. Okay, somebody's having a lot of fun. Heard the sound of that motorcycle. That was a BMW. Space here is good. Okay, there isn't much space below for my foot, but knee room and leg room is good. However, under thigh support is not the best. You get the tickling function on both the sides. Here also you can tickle the driver. Says N right here. Height adjustable seat belts. AC vents are placed here, not here in the center. You get 2 USB-C charging sockets, and this is flat. You obviously get an armrest. You get, okay, this is not going to go up, but you get heated seats at the rear. 2 speeds for the heating, and this nice checkered flag treatment. In fact, this seat obviously reclines, which is good, and you get isofix child seat mounts as well. Center passenger also gets a head, yippee, and you get a light here along with a handle to hold on to. Let's get outside. Before that, let me show you this massive panoramic roof, rather let's call it a moonroof, because that does not open at all. That is very much fixed in this car. I love the number plate. It's so cool. The rear number plate is yellow, so there's better visibility. That's a thing in the United Kingdom. Anyways, there is obviously the warning triangle, which is for the blind view alert, and the seats are actually comfortable, but they are not electric. In fact, these are sportier seats here with nice bolstering as well, but these are manual seats. Door pockets are big enough at the front. Switchgear is also of premium quality. In fact, soft materials have been used in this car. There are a lot of buttons here. This is to open the charging port, this is to open the boot of the vehicle, this is to turn on and off the traction control, headlight leveler, electric parking brake, and the auto hold function. You get revised pedals as well with this sort of a checkered flag treatment too, and there's a stone, I don't know why, says N on the mats too, which is kind of cool. But lovely seats. The interior is also really very nice, and as soon as I get in, I realize that Hyundai has done a fantastic job to make this car look very sporty. So that is the blind view monitor, which is something which is there in a lot of Hyundai Kia cars now. There's a heads-up display, which is fantastic because it shows you a ton of data. It also shows you the reverse cross traffic alert. However, when you're being overtaken by other cars, instead of showing cars, it shows you soap. Yes, cars look like soap somehow. The glove box is a little different here because unlike the regular IONIQ 5, which has a sort of a drawer, this is a regular glove box with a lot of pages to read. Yeah, that is massive. Look at that. Okay, that is crazy big. Well, that's what she said. So a lot to read. It is obviously having a light on the inside so that you can see what's there. In fact, the IONIQ 5 has something known as dynamic island, which has been removed, so you can't move this ahead and behind. So I think they have done this in the interest of space because this car obviously has a bigger electric motor, so they are not able to accommodate all that and more. You flip this and there the camera turns on. You know what's the most interesting part? When you get into reverse, this actually moves. Yes, that's right. That's crazy attention to detail. It moves to make sure that you're able to see what's below. You obviously get a mirror, but the light has to be turned on manually. Same is the case here as well. I'm a bit disappointed with that. And you get light controls here on the top. So let me just turn it on, and the sauce button, so that you can just call Hyundai if you want something or the other. Now look at the way the sunlight opens and closes. It's very unique because half of it comes from here, half of it comes from there, and that's one of the major reasons why this thing does not open. So this is a fixed glass because they believe that people should not hang out from here. That's the reason they have actually designed it like that. The dashboard is lovely, the quality is amazing. There's a wireless charging pad here. Again, you get USB charging sockets, and you can switch between charging and connecting to the vehicle. So two USB-C charging sockets here, and you get another USB-C, you get a 12-volt charging socket, you get twin cup holders here, which is quite nice because I can push it back like this, and then I can press a button to open them too. So there's a lot of storage space. In fact, there's some storage space here as well. Yeah, this is a very practical car. Meanwhile, this is for the parking sensors, and this is for the parking camera. So I press it once, that I can turn on the camera. If I have to see the parking sensors, I have to keep it pressed. So I keep it pressed, and then I'm able to see the parking sensors as well, which is quite cool. Okay, it's telling me that if I want to exit from the parking, I just need to choose the direction, and then I get into drive, and then I let the car do its thing. So I need to select, I want to exit from here. Okay, take hands off the steering wheel, press and hold parking view button, and there it is going to move me out of parking. It says front seat belt on driver's side. Obviously I'm not buckled up right now because I'm not really driving, but that is so freaking cool. Let's cancel this. Okay, parking assist cancelled, steering wheel used, parking brake automatically applied. This car is really very smart, and the steering wheel is just amazing. It's manually adjustable both for reach as well as rake. There are plenty of levers. So this is actually the gear selector, which is yeah, it's a drive selector actually, so you can like choose from here. Obviously that is for the headlight control, and this is actually for the headlight control. That is for the wiper control, automatic wipers, automatic headlights, drive mode selector, and you have multiple buttons here. So this is obviously for the cruise control, adaptive cruise control. You can decide how much distance you want to maintain from the car ahead using this button. You get, what is this button? This button is for lane keep assist probably. It's obviously going to have heated steering wheel as well. So that's something that's needed here. But this button doesn't seem like heated steering. This is for lane keep assist, and this is to increase or decrease the speed when you're doing cruise. And this is to browse through the screen, wherein you can see the G-force meter. So I'm just going to change it. There's obviously a trip meter, there's a lap timer, motor temperature, it tells me both the front and rear, and then it shows me how much power and torque, tire pressure monitor. Oh my goodness, there's so much information, like that's kind of crazy. And then I can browse through there. There's a compass, and there's obviously the ADAS menu. So this is kind of cool and very nice as well. Now you see there are these twin pod. This is for the speedometer, that is telling you what is the range of the vehicle. It's a typical Hyundai cluster, but the good news is if I press this button here, there I get a tachometer. That's right. And you know what, I can actually rev it. Okay, no I can't because I need to change this. Now we are in the right mode, and now there is no soft limiter. It revs till 8000 rpm in neutral. In fact, check that out. Yeah, it is revving in the heads up display as well. That's kind of cool how it changes. Oh my god, that is absolutely crazy how they have done this thing. Okay, now it's silent. Now it's not revving because this is the speedometer depending on the drive mode which has been configured. So these N modes can be configured, and you press this button, you're in N mode. You press this drive mode, and then you can come to absolute silence because you can decide what mode you want to be in. So this is for the normal mode, this is for the sport mode, and this is for the eco mode. But the real deal is actually in this mode. So I press this button, there it says N mode, and I can come into the menu. So this is actually a 12.3 inch screen. This is also a 12.3 inch screen. Thankfully there are a lot of physical buttons. Air conditioning controls here. So actually the steering heating is somewhere here. So there I can heat the front seats, I can even cool the front seats, and I can heat the steering wheel as well, and then I can decide for the rear too. So yes, everything is inside the screen, which is not the best. So let's turn off the air conditioning. It's a dual zone climate control air conditioning system. This is to turn on the vehicle, and this is another 12.3 inch screen, which is very slick to use. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both of them are wireless here. And there is sports menu, so you can see data about sports, and it's so easy to browse as well. It has inbuilt navigation too. So I just press this button, and there we go into the navigation view. Yeah, that's kind of nice. It's very high resolution. The screen is unbelievably awesome, but it's the N mode, which is just amazing. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? There's so many things you can change right from the battery drag mode, track mode, and then you can monitor the battery temperature. Look at the amount of stuff which can be changed. This car is not a car, this is a gadget. And launch control, G-force meter, so many parameters which can be changed, which I'll talk about when driving this car, obviously. In fact, when you turn on and off the vehicle, it does this nice graphic as well. Can you see that? Check rear seat for passengers or belongings. What is this? It's a car or what? It has check blind spots before changing lanes. That's what it's telling me. In the heads-up display, NGB, N-Grin Boost. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this car is absolutely mental. The horn is okay, but this red button gives additional boost. We'll talk about all this when driving the car. Obviously, it has got Bose sound system, and I love the fact the screen is so slick to use. Let's come into the camera view, okay? 360-degree parking camera, super easy to use, and then I can change the view from front to back, and obviously it has got adaptive guidelines as well. What a super quality camera. Everything in this car is just unbelievable in terms of quality. There are a lot of features as well, and there's a lot of trickery, because of which this is very engaging to drive. In fact, you can change the layouts as well. So you come into the layout and then you can change it from classic to simple to N as well, or you can simply link it to the drive mode. There's so much in this screen. Trust me on this, I can make a full 1 hour video just on this screen, because they're just loaded. If there's an EV mode wherein you can go and decide how you want to precondition the battery, you can decide how you want the charge to happen. It has obviously got vehicle to load. There is blue link. You can change the way you see the heads up display, and then obviously we need to come into the light menu, which is into vehicle, and then you see there's an active sound plus seats, lights, drive mode, driver assistance, digital key, you name it, it has everything. So just you want to change the ambient lighting. Right now it's linked to drive mode, so let's just shut this, and there are multiple colors here, preset colors, but then you can come into this menu and there are 64 colors for the ambient lighting. But trust me, this car is all about the performance. So let's quickly come into the N mode and let's rev it. Okay, right now, oh, okay, come on. Oh, absolute bananas. This is harmless completely because nothing is happening. The motor is not revving or something. The motor is still only, it's all sound effects. Yes, that's just electronic trickery. So the software here is just amazing, and you have to shift your own gears as well. There are paddles here for shifting gears or for regen, depending on what you want to use. Let's straight away start driving. That is so freaking cool. Anyways, let's turn on the vehicle. There it turns on with this sound. Let's turn on our specialist timing gear as well. Let's flip this to see a better view of what's behind. I've just put some direction to somewhere, and straight away we are going to roll off very smoothly, because this car is all about smoothness, because it's an electric at the end of the day. The problem here is now that the roads are super duper narrow. Like how narrow, I will show it to you. By the way, I forgot to tell you that the rear seat actually slides ahead and behind, and there is a charging port right below the rear seat, which is very hidden, so I could not show it to you when doing the walk around, but that is for the vehicle to load. So you can actually go ahead and charge your devices. You can charge your laptop. You can also go and run a microwave from that. And the seats have the N logo, which actually glow at night. Now it's a bit confusing where to go. It says not suitable for diverted traffic. Do not follow sat nav, but we shall follow it because we can. And now we are going through a very narrow road. Now this car has a lot of electronic trickery which can get extremely confusing, for which I have to obviously come into the Hyundai menu here, which is the N menu right there, and just notice one thing. It does this graphic thing here which is kind of cool, and obviously it is on the stiffer side because they have welded the body to make it stronger, more stiffer. They made so many changes to this car. In fact, this car is not only stiffer in terms of the body, they have reinforced a lot of points. The battery mount is also stiffer, and a lot of things are stiffer. So straight away I press this button here, and now we are in N mode right away. What is this? This is an electric car. What is it doing with gas shifts? Okay, this is where this car has completely rewritten the rules of everything almost, because what they have done, okay, people are not hitchhiking, they are going on a trek right now, and yeah, hi to you too as well. Actually, the sound goes outside as well, because this car has got 8 speakers on the inside, which puts out this sound, and 2 speakers outside for this sound, and this is basically the sound of an internal combustion engine. So they call it a replica sound of Hyundai's 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine, which powers the Elantra N. So they have actually gone ahead and replicated the sound from there, which is kind of crazy. And you have 3 sound choices if you want. Right now this guy is giving me space, or is there someone coming from ahead? No one's coming from ahead, so we can go. Okay, people are walking here, so we have to be a bit easy going. Now everything is on banana mode right now, and I have put the, oh my god, the bump is bad. That was a bad bump. First gear, 41 kilometers per hour, 8,000 RPM red line. Oh my goodness, how do they even manage this? That is actually something which we really need to understand before that. Let me stop here. We're going to launch it. Before that, let me change the miles per hour into kilometers per hour, because then it will be easier for you guys to relate as well. All right, that has been managed. You won't believe it. When I come into performance options, there are 3 launch control modes depending on how much road grip is there. So low grip, medium grip and high grip, and then you activate it. So there's this NE shift, which is basically the gearbox where you can make changes to the gear. The N sound right now is on ignition. There's evolution, there's supersonic and road sense and battery preconditioning. Oh my god, when a double bend sign is detected, it will automatically tell you to activate the N mode. That's also super duper cool. Oh my god, this car is overloaded with stuff. Yeah, that's kind of bonkers. So you can alter so many things, right from the motor, the steering, the suspension, the ELSD, because it has got an electronic limited slip differential at the rear motor, and it has got torque vectoring from front and rear, because this car is having something which all of us love, power, a lot of it, and gear shifts as well. So how have they simulated the gear shifts? Well, this is an absolute unbelievable idea from Hyundai. They have restricted the torque, so it pauses the torque when you hit the red line, so that you feel that a gear shift is happening. It's all simulated. The software has been tweaked beautifully here. This car doesn't really have gears, okay? It is just simulated so beautifully well that you actually feel you're driving something which has actual gear. So this is the place we are going to launch the car. So here we go. Activate and launch control. Yeah, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Start, and off we go. Boost. Oh my god. Yeah, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.59 seconds, which is not far from Hyundai's claim. And all of a sudden I feel there's just so much grunt here. It pulls, and how? Oh my god. Unbelievable. So this car has an 84 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it is a bigger battery pack when compared to the regular IONIQ 5, because that came with the 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack for the biggest long range version. But with the facelift, this car also has the exact same battery pack. Yes, they've made the same battery pack here. We're going to launch it again, and this time hopefully we're going to try and beat the time. Activate launch control. Conditions not met, so no problem. We just go like this. It says something by the condition. Oh my god. Without launch control, it was faster, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.47 seconds. This guy has so much information in this now. It is so confusing, and it's unnecessarily overloaded, because I want to drive a car. I don't want to sit and try to understand what's written here or not. That person is giving me the pass-by sign saying that, okay, you come, no problem, I shall come. Too many things happening in this car. It has an 800 volt architecture, which is important for fast charging. It peaks at 238 kilowatt hour. Yeah, so the thing is that 238 kilowatt is the peak DC fast charging speed, which is important with the 800 volt output, so that this car can go on the track, come out, charge in 20 minutes, go back again. And Hyundai N is also installing a lot of fast chargers across a lot of racetracks as well. So I think we are going to launch the car yet again, and hopefully launch control works right now. Come on. And launch control not met. What do you mean not met? Okay, I just turned off everything. Okay, now it's silent. It's super silent. I just press these N buttons, make changes, and now hopefully launch control activates. Launch control not met, but anyways, off we go. There already, 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds. It's fast. It's very fast. Why is it so fast? Because this has a dual motor setup. It's producing 600 horsepower and 740 newton meters of torque, but there's this NGB, N-Green boost. I press this button, 10-second boost, which gives me an additional 41 horsepower and an additional torque of 30 newton meters, taking the peak output to 341 horsepower, 641 horsepower, 641. Why am I saying 300? It's because I'm so used to knowing that the IONIQ produces somewhere around 300 horsepower, but this is the N version, which is absolutely bonkers. So yeah, this is producing 641 horsepower when you press NGB, which is the N-Green boost, 10-second boost, because it cannot give you the peak output for a longer duration of time, because the battery will obviously heat. And now this battery management system has been tweaked to make it more efficient. Better cooling has been done as well, and it all works. The gear shifts and the pops and cracks on the overrun, they are so satisfying here. Unbelievable the way this car is to drive. It's so much fun. And now I think we need to go right now. and nobody around, and off we go. So yes, it gives you the 10-second boost. To put it into perspective, this car is more powerful than a BMW M5. Not really, it's not as powerful as a BMW M5 because the M5 is plug-in hybrid. It's faster than a BMW M5 because it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in the exact same time as a BMW M5, which, okay, handling is unbelievable. Yeah, it is so good. In spite of the 2,300 kgs weight, it just flows through a corner. So yeah, this car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.5 seconds, identical to the new BMW M5. However, when you hit the NGB, the N green boost, or do launch control, it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.4 seconds, which actually makes it as fast as the old BMW M5. The older one was faster, obviously. Top speed 257.6 kilometers per hour. The claimed range is 448 kilometers as per WLTP. However, on a full charge, 100% charge, this car actually shows 366 kilometers of range, which clearly points to one thing, that the range is not that great here, and that's one of the big issues of this car. The range is just not adequate enough. In fact, if you notice, the tachometer has also changed when you are in the sportier mode, and that obviously makes a huge difference in terms of making you feel that you're driving much faster. It has the feel, it's fast to charge, it obviously is a very, very fast car. And then if you don't want to be fast, you just come into the regular mode. So there are 3 drive modes here. There's the normal, there's the eco, and there's the sport mode. Now I'm in eco mode, but the NE shift is activated, so right now I'm seeing RPM here. I'm downshifting in eco mode and they call it the NE shift, which is unnecessary, but it's there. But it kind of improves the engagement. We know it's fake, but the way it has been done is just amazing. It's just absolutely stunning the way it has been done. It's fake, but it works. It just works flawlessly well. It gives you the feel. It makes you feel that you're driving an internal combustion engine car, and that is the beauty here because it just is so freaking damn awesome. I love it. So I'm just going to come into the N menu again because the N menu is bonkers. There's so many things to play with. It confuses you to the core. I don't know why they've stuffed so many things in this car, and because it has got torque vectoring both front and the rear, you can actually decide how much power you want at the front or the rear. You can make it 100% front wheel drive or 100% rear wheel drive, and when you make it 100% rear wheel drive, it becomes kind of stupid to drive. Now we're coming to the evolution mode. Let me quickly change the drive mode, and here we are. Oh, now listen. What is this? This is evolution sound. Yeah, it is very weird. First gear 70 kilometers per hour. So yeah, depending on the modes, your red line also changes. And let's come into the supersonic one. Now let's see what it does in first gear. Oh yeah, actually it's doing the same speed. I just realized I shifted from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. So that's the difference. It obviously has got ADAS, which is very advanced. In fact, this car can drive itself because obviously it's that advanced. You won't believe it. The whole system is so fantastic that I can leave the steering wheel and the car will automatically turn, automatically apply brakes. It does all that. Only problem is when cars pass you now, they're not cars, they look like soaps. Yeah, boxes passing you. That's a bit of a hindrance. Other than that, what an amazing ADAS system in this car. Works flawlessly well, and this sound is just so bad. I'm just going to come to the ignition one, and oh my goodness, yeah, downshift. Oh, they could have chosen a higher red line if they wanted. Okay, 8 red lines at 110 kilometers per hour in second gear, 8-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox is what it emulates here, and somehow the whole system is just phenomenal. Hyundai says that they have done 42 additional welding points in this car. They have used additional adhesives for better rigidity as well, and the motor and the battery has been reinforced. The mounting has been reinforced. You know, they have even enhanced the subframe for better lateral rigidity in this car, and the steering wheel obviously has a higher ratio, so it's a faster steering, it's much more engaging, and there's improved torque feedback to the steering as well. The steering is just lovely. It is heavy, you feel that weight if you push it really hard around the corners, but for the most part you don't realize that this is so smooth. It glides along. However, with this NGB you only get a boost of 7%, which is not much, but that's the issue with batteries. They need to be cooled enough, and because the battery obviously is okay, let me downshift. There, it stops the flow of torque to make you feel you're hitting a red line, and then it also gradually increases the torque, because with electric cars all the torque comes in instantly. Here what they have done is, when you come into the E shift, it gradually increases the torque to make you feel that slowly the car is building the revs. And I don't understand why no other car brand has thought about this, because this is absolutely genius. Wow, unbelievable. I never thought something could be this cool. In fact, this car has an extra inverter. Why is that? So that this car is able to give you 435 horsepower of regeneration, which is like 0.6 G, which is also quite a lot. I'm shifting my own gears and then this cracks and pops. It somehow feels real. You know it's not, but it just feels so freaking engaging to drive. It's freaking awesome. So like I was telling you, there are 3 launch control modes. There's a skid mode as well. You can go rear wheel drive, you can go drifting as well. In fact, the whole system is so well calibrated that it will automatically engage the front axle once you are in a drift so that you can straighten the car. But because the car is so fast now, you have already flown past and like lost the car. Otherwise, this whole system and the thought process is just amazing. Imagine this is the first electric car to have all this. Probably next would be we have a proper gear lever as well, and the clutch too. All fake, obviously simulated, but giving the feel of a manual. And that is why I feel some electric cars can still please the enthusiasts, because this is one of them. In fact, Hyundai is so bullish, they even started a one make with this car, not with this car, an updated version of this car, which is the EN1 Cup car, which is 250 kgs lighter as well. And that is happening at the Hyundai N Festival in Korea. This car was introduced in 2023 at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Oh, are you guys feeling what I'm feeling? This is unbelievable. The way it drives, it just defies logic. It just doesn't, it just doesn't feel like any other electric car. And the brakes are also very strong here. What is this? What is this mental? Direction changes are nice, but you do feel the weight of this car. Now with time, when batteries will become lighter in terms of weight, then things will become even more interesting. Now you know what they have done? They have given it the N pedal. So on the track, you don't have to apply the brakes. You only apply the throttle. As soon as you come to the corner when you want to brake, you just leave the throttle. Regen will kick in so aggressively that you don't have to focus on braking. The car is doing it for you. That's the N pedal. Then there's the N race, N drift optimizer, N torque distribution. Then you can decide how you want the N battery, whether you want the battery in drag mode or track mode. What is this? This is absolutely freaking insane. It's showing me how much accelerator brake pedal I'm applying as well. And oh my goodness, it shows you the exact battery temperature too. Then you can obviously load circuits as well. What an unbelievable car. There's just so much happening here, which is mind-blowing. But this is absolute bonkers. It's fast, it's also furious. Electric cars just give you all the thrust as soon as you get on the throttle. This car is very different in that regard. It obviously gives you all the thrust as soon as you get on the throttle, but it gets you even more than that because it feels like a car. It doesn't feel like an electronic device, although it is sort of an electronic device. They've used electric to their advantage here by tweaking the software in a beautiful way. All this, the gearbox, the tachometer, everything is just so freaking unbelievable here. I am in absolute love with this car. I never thought an electric car could be this good, but Hyundai is like, check this out, baby. And obviously you can see the blind view monitor right now, because the cluster mode is such now, the view you see is a bit different than what you usually see. And here we go. They could have put this at, I don't know, probably they could have put it at 10,000 RPM as well. They're like, no, let's be modest. They have only put it at 8,000 RPM, which is kind of cute. So if only I could turn on launch control better, very fluidly, that would have been even better. So let's just stop here. Let's turn on the launch control mode. Activate. Whoa. 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds. So yes, this car is as fast as Hyundai claims it to be. Let me come to the tachometer mode, because the E-shift is just amazing. When you don't have the E-shift activated, these paddles are used for what? Obviously for regen. Now there are multiple regen modes, level 1, level 2, level 3 and auto mode as well. And then basis the mode, you can decide what you want. There's so many things here to customize, and thankfully you can customize to the moon and back. Around the corners, I am going to come into top gear right now. Can I do that? Here we are in 6th, we are in 8th gear right now. And then at 100 kilometers per hour, the RPM needle is just around 2000 RPM. So yes, they have gone ahead and replicated exactly as a 2-liter engine which they use in their Elantra, and that's unfreaking believable. Yeah, but the acceleration and the speed and all can get you a bit nauseous because it's fast and there's no two ways about it. It's also faster than, say, an Audi RS e-tron GT Performance in terms of top speed, because it hits 260 kilometers per hour on the speedometer. Okay, it's similar in terms of speed, but that's also very, very, very fun. It bounces off the red line. Can you freaking believe that? What an unfreaking believable car. I know this is not the real deal, but somehow it comes close by giving you a sort of an experience which you never expected it to. I have to keep changing this on the go because I have no clue where I'm going. At 10 more minutes, 2.6 miles, we take a right turn. Come on, downshift. Downshift, 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 downshift. Hyundai firmly believes fake it till you make it, and this car has definitely made it. It feels unbelievable. The E-Shift is what is the highlight here. The way it's building up the power, everything smoothly, not slam dunk here you get all the performance. No, you get everything so smoothly, and I love the fact that all the buttons on the steering wheel, the relevant ones, NGB, drive mode, and these N buttons, you can configure both to be different. I know everything is inspired from BMW because BMW has been doing it in the M3, M4, M5 since donkey's years. But if this is the sign of things to come, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, because it is very interesting how things are going with Hyundai's N division. I drove the i20N in the UK only a few years back. I loved the car. It was absolutely crazy to drive. But this is one step ahead. The IONIQ 5N is a car which is all about comfort, it's about relaxation, it's about space, practicality and all. This takes all that and twists it 180 degrees to make something which is unfreaking mad. Obviously, it has got a very nice suspension setup as well, because it's obviously on the stiffer side. A stiff suspension, naturally you would expect that. However, the big thing here is that it has got adaptive dampers as well. So when you are in comfort mode and all, in the lower modes, suspension is good. Obviously it feels stiff, but when you are in sport mode or in N mode, it feels super duper stiff. But you're not going to complain about it, because that stiffness is what lends it the amazing grip levels, the amazing handling, amazing steering feel. Body roll is very well contained. It's amazing to drive because it's engaging. You feel the weight around corners, extreme corners. But you know what? I would not blame the car. I would blame you. I would say you have not set it up right. You have to go and set up things to the track conditions, the road conditions, and all those conditions to make sure that you are in the absolute right mode. You cannot blame the car. The car is giving you 100 options, and because of that, I think you have to spend considerable amount of time just tweaking the car. So you have to stop, tweak and all, because you can't just do it maybe on the go, because there's so many parameters. I don't know why they have made it so complex, but I think they are the ones. I mean, Hyundai is the only company which has gone ahead and used electric to its advantage, because with electric, you can do a lot with software. They're letting you do a lot with software. They're letting you go tweak software to your own, I'm speechless, to your own liking, how you want the car to be driven. And that is what is the magic here. This kind of stuff which Hyundai has done here with the E-Shift, with obviously the N mode, the N grin boost and all those things, is something I expect from Porsche, not from Hyundai. But Porsche has not done it, Hyundai has done it, which shows that the Koreans really are thinking it through. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I've reached a zone which is very slow, and I think it's going to slow down further as I enter town. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. It is so playful. An electric car being this fun, unbelievable. I never expected it to be, but yeah, it is just awesome. Oh my god, it feels so tail happy, mind blowing. What a car, what unbelievable. This is what is an electric car should be in terms of performance. This is producing 650 horsepower and 760 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in an insanely fast. Oh.